Hi and welcome to PA Tech Talk. And this is my third video on MCX microcontroller family from NXP. In the first video I presented the MCX family members. And in the second video I showed how to get started with the MCU Expresso. In this video we'll continue by using the NXP's Application Code Hub to download one of their applications that showcases low power modes and startup times on the MCXA family. Here we have now launched the MCU Expresso IDE version 11.9.1, and this is the welcome screen that we see here. And if you hit this red button, import from Application Code Hub, it will take you there, but it might be happening that this welcome screen is not showing and it looks like this instead. Then you hit this X button here. But first make sure that you don't have an application that is already opened. So in this case I have the former project Hello World that we did. So we just highlight that one and we hit Close Project. So fine, so now we are ready to import a new project, so we close that one. So we hit import from Application Code Hub. So we hit that X, and the X that you had in the welcome screen takes you to the exact same place, so it's no problem there. If we remove all the filters, we can now see that there are currently 67 projects for us in the Application Code Hub for us. And we can filter it down to what we are looking for, and we are looking for MCX. And now we can see that there are 26 applications for MCX family. And I would like also to put maybe a search filter for power, because that is what we are looking for power and MCX. So now we have 70 targets or hits. We can put further filters on it to narrow it down, but I will just scroll through everyone, because then I also can see what other interesting projects there are to look at. And we can see that there are a lot of projects here and there we can find what we are looking for. How to implement low power mode on MCXA-153. So it looks like something we are looking for. We click that one and this window opens. And it says how to implement low power, and you have a lot of details here on the hardware and software and requirements and how to do it. So you can just look through there. But we do like this, we hit the GitHub link and it copies to us and retrieves that information. We hit next. We hit next again. We can just put next again. And we hit finish at the end. So now we have that project imported for us up here, and that is the project that we closed prior. So here we have all the information for us. So we don't need to do anything in this project. It's a demo project, and we can just highlight the project. And then we have here under the Quick Start panel this build. And hopefully it will build without any errors or any warnings. And then we can try to debug it. That means that we will download the code to the microcontroller. So we hit download, and I have then of course then connected my Freedom MCXA-153 to my USB port, and we can find it here. Great, so now we have downloaded everything to it. We can then take a look in the documentation, what is needed for the next step. And we now see that we have the 48 MHz clock and its power mode is active. And if we now then just look on the microcontroller current, there is a small jumper there where you can remove the short circuit jumper there and just put an current measurement in there instead. And there we have now 3.4 milliamp, and that is on the mode that it has been booting up. If we now then just enter A for active mode, we see that it's 3.44 milliamps. And if we then go to step B, for instance, so that is the sleep mode, and then we can have the sleep up mode 1, 2 and 3, and if we choose, for instance, the number 3 here, the slow wake up mode, it's now in the slow wake up mode and shut in power down. Now let's see, sleep mode. So it's sleep mode now with the slow power up, and then it should have current consumption 0.82 milliamps, and we measure 0.85, so that is quite good. And if you would like to note or measure the wake up time, you need to put an oscilloscope on it. I have not done that in this case. And if you to wake up, you just put the SW3 there, and you come back to run mode again. And if we now then need to look into the next mode, that is the C. So we hit C, and we could press 3 again for slow wake up mode. Now we can see that we are down to very low current consumption, so we can actually change the range here to get a better view or reading out of it. So it says in the consumption should be 22 microamp, but I measure 18.3 microamps, so that is even better. And if we then just hit the wake up source again, we get back, and we can then go down to power down mode, and that is the D. And we can just continue with the slow wake up mode. And we need to then, of course, change back the range again. So this is what we have. So now we are on power down slow wake up, and that should be consuming 6.2 microamps, and we now need to change the range again. So that is 5.38 microamps, so that is quite in the scope of the datasheet. And if we then wake it up again, need to change the range. We are then back, and now we have the mode E, that is the deep power down mode. And select the wake up mode 1 is the typical, so there is only one mode, and it should be then be 1.1 microamp, and it's roughly 1 microamp in my measurement. You can also use another tool that is this tool instead of an amp meter, and that is the MCU Link Pro, where you have a couple of pins there where you can actually measure in the tool itself. And if there is interest for that, we can do a video on that, how we can use this tool to measure current. If there are interest in the chat, please let me know. Hope that you learned something, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber yet, please consider to do so. Hope to see you in the next video. Cheers, bye.